Moving on to football this morning, we start off from the home front, and of course, Nigerian football is in fresh crisis following a threat that was issued, which is turning everything around, sadly, for Nigerian football. A group under the name Nigeria Football Stakeholders are threatening to bomb the venue of the Nigeria Football Federation election slated for the 30th of September in Benin City, Nigeria, if the poll is not cancelled. In a letter dated 7th of August 2022 and addressed to the Sports Minister Sunday Dare, the NFF President Amaju Pinnick, the group warned that following the atrocities committed by the present NFF board, the election should be stopped till the time when all reforms are carried out. The letter, which was signed by Dagogo Jumbo and received by the office of the Sports Minister on the 11th of September 2022, warned that blood will flow following a refusal to heed to their demand. The letter stated that we write to ask for the cancellation of the NFF election held in Benin City, Edo State on the 30th of September 2022. This is so because of the atrocities committed by the present board. Of course, listed as the offenses committed were financial irregularities by the outgoing board of the Nigeria Football Federation. Meanwhile, a federal high court sitting in Abuja has stopped that election. Justice Inyang Eko of the Federal High Court, Abuja Division, has restrained the Minister of Youth and Sports, Sunday Dare, and Amaju Pinnick, the President of the Nigeria Football Federation, from conducting the NFF executive election slated for the 30th of September. Justice Eko gave the order on Thursday while ruling on an ex parte motion brought before it by Club of Youth and Sports, Mr. Pinnick, and any other person acting on their instruction to maintain status quo pending the hearing and determination of the motion on notice for the interlocutory injunction. Meanwhile, the federal government on Thursday ordered the sealing of the Lead Management Committee (LMC) office located at number 22, Osun Crescent off IBB Boulevard in Maitama, Abuja. Report gathered that police personnel numbering about 20 in the hours of yesterday stormed the LMC office to carry out the government's directives. The federal government had last week ordered the disbandment of the LMC on the grounds that it is illegal and not known to the Nigerian Football Federation statutes. The order was contained in a statement signed and issued by Ismail Abubakar, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Youth and Sports Development. The statement ordered Amaju Pinnick-led NFF board, as a matter of urgency, set up an interim management committee to run the league pending the formation of a new league board. Still talking football at the home front, Super Eagles head coach Jose Peseiro has called up Sochaux FC the centre-back Valentin Ozonwafo ahead of the international friendly match coming up between Nigeria and the Carthage Eagles of Algeria. The two former African champions will trade tackles in Oran in September 27 during the next international break. Peseiro is set to announce the squad to prosecute the encounter, but injury to key players is expected to affect the former Sporting Lisbon manager's choices. West Bromwich Albion defender Semi Ajayi is already ruled out of the encounter after undergoing surgery, while the Gans captain Kenneth Omeru is also a major doubt for the encounter. Remember, I told you yesterday on Wednesday that Victor Osimhen is out and will not be on duty for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and of course, following that, Peseiro will have to look for other legs to prosecute that encounter. And Sochaux has confirmed on the official website that Peseiro has invited former Enyimba centre-back Valentin Ozonwafo for the Algeria friendly. Currently on loan at Sochaux from RSC Charleroi, Ozonwafo has made 3 league appearances for the French League 2 club for the Super Eagles of Nigeria in that match. And it's been another busy busy time for European Cup Championships. Talking about Europa League, more games were played yesterday, and of course Manchester United to Sheriff Tiraspol 2-0, and of course it was Jadon Sancho who scored in the 17th minute of action for Manchester United before Cristiano Ronaldo scored his first Europa goal in the 39th minute of action, making it 2-0 victory away for Manchester United. Also yesterday, Real Sociedad defeated Omonia Nicosia 2-1, and of course MC Midtjylland won. Feyenoord of Holland defeated Sturm Graz of Austria 6-0 also last night, and FK Karabakh defeated Nantes of France 3-0. Super Eagles striker in that match, he could not strike anything good for Nantes as he was substituted in the second half of that match. Olympiacos lost at home 3-0 to Freiburg of Germany, and Monaco lost at home to Ferencváros 1-0. Trabzonspor also defeated Red Star Belgrade 2-1 last night. Quickly, let's move to Europe and bring you matches coming up at the weekend across the various leagues in Europe. And of course, in the English Premiership, 2 games will be played later tonight. Aston Villa will be at the Villa Park against Southampton, and Nottingham Forest will lock arms with Fulham also today. And of course, tomorrow, you have 4 games coming up in the EPL. We have Wolves playing against Manchester City, and of course that match could see the return of former Chelsea striker Diego Costa, who has joined Wolves from Atlético Mineiro of Brazil. Brighton will lock arms with Crystal Palace, and Newcastle will be at the St James's Park against Bournemouth. It's Tottenham Hotspur, the White Hart Lane, against Leicester City. On Sunday is Brentford against Arsenal, the league leaders, and Everton will also face West Ham also on Sunday. Of course, talking about the picture of teams on the table, Arsenal Football Club are on top of the table with 15 points after 6 matches. Manchester City are placed second with 15 points and with 14 points, and Tottenham Hotspur are placed also on 14 points in top position on the EPL table. At the bottom of the league table, you have Leicester City. Yes, they have just 1 point after 6 matches were played, and of course you have Wilfred Ndidi, Super Eagles defender, on duty for Leicester as they play at the weekend against Tottenham Hotspur on Saturday. That's tomorrow. In the French Championnat, you have PSG at the top of the league table after 7 matches. They have 19 points. Olympique Marseille also on 19 points, and Lens are placed 17 points. They are placed third on the table. Later on tonight, you have 1 match coming up in France. AJ Auxerre against Lorient. Tomorrow is going to be Montpellier against Strasbourg, while Lille will play Toulouse also tomorrow. On Sunday, Reims against Monaco, Brest against Ajaccio, and Clermont against Troyes. Of course, also on Sunday, you have Olympique Marseille against Rennes, Nice against Angers, and Nantes will entertain Lens at home. That's talking about the French Championnat. From there, let's quickly move to Bundesliga, the German Bundesliga. Something very unusual is happening in Germany now, and right away, let's tell you that for the first time in their club history, Union Berlin is topping the league table with 14 points after 6 matches. Freiburg are placed second, and of course, a lot of matches are coming up. A lot of matches are coming up at the weekend, and of course, starting off tomorrow, Augsburg against Bayern Munich, and Werder Bremen will be away to Bayer Leverkusen. Borussia Dortmund will stay at home to face Schalke 04, and VfB Stuttgart will be home to Eintracht Frankfurt, while Borussia Mönchengladbach will play against RB Leipzig. On Sunday is Union Berlin, the league leaders, against Wolfsburg, Bochum against Köln, and TSG Hoffenheim against Freiburg, also coming up on Sunday. In the Italian Serie A, later tonight you have a match coming up, Salernitana against FC Lecce. And of course, only 1 match coming up in the Italian Serie A today. Tomorrow is Bologna against Empoli, Spezia against Sampdoria, and Torino will lock arms with Sassuolo. On Sunday is Inter Milan playing away to Udinese, Cremonese will be home to Lazio, and you have Verona locking arms with Fiorentina away from home. Monza against Juventus, the old ladies, Roma against Atalanta, and AC Milan against Napoli. Napoli are the league leaders. They are on top of the league table in the Italian Serie A with 16 points. Atalanta are placed second, also on 14 points, and AC Milan also on 14 points in third position. In the Spanish La Liga, more games coming up. Later on tonight is going to be Real Valladolid against Cadiz. On Saturday is Mallorca against Almeria. Barcelona will be home to Elche, seeking to catch up on the league leaders Real Madrid. Valencia will lock arms with Celta Vigo also tomorrow, and Atletico Bilbao against Rayo Vallecano also tomorrow. On Sunday is Osasuna against Getafe, Villarreal against Seville, and Betis against Girona. Espanyol will be away to Real Sociedad, and Atletico Madrid will face Real Madrid also on Sunday. Let's quickly move on to tennis this morning, and of course it's time to pay tribute. It's time to actually sing Non Dimittis. Of course, talking about the decision of one man to leave the game that has brought him fame, that has brought his country fame, that has brought fortune as well. Talking about former world number one Roger Federer. The Roger Federer, one of the greatest players of all time, will retire from top level tennis after the Lever Cup in London this month. The 20-time Grand Slam champion has not played since Wimbledon 2021, after which he had a knee operation. And of course, my body's message to me lately has been clear. It's time to call it quit. It's time to actually leave the stage when the ovation is loudest. I've played more than 1,500 matches over 24 years. Now I must recognize when it is time to end my competitive career, he added. Of course, to the game of tennis, I love you and will never leave you. Federer has struggled with knee problem for the past 3 years that has restricted him to only 3 of the 11 Grand Slams staged since the year 2020. He has not played a competitive match since losing to Ibet Ukas in the quarterfinals at the Wimbledon last summer. He subsequently announced he needed more surgery on his knee, having previously had 2 operations in 2020. Only Spain's Rafael Nadal with 22 majors and Serbia's Novak Djokovic with 21 have more men's Grand Slam titles than Federer. Of course, talking about the tail of the tape, let's quickly let you know this morning that this man has done so much. Take a look at his 20 Grand Slam single title for Roger Federer, 103 ATP titles, 6 ATP final victories, 1 Davis Cup triumph, and 310 weeks as world number 1, 28 Masters 1000 titles, 31 Grand Slam finals, and yes, a whopping 14 million pounds career prize money. That's big money there. Of course, this man has made history, and of course, a lot of tribute is pouring in this morning, for Roger Federer, the man who has done so much. Talking of one of his opponents on the court, you have Pete Sampras. Pete Sampras. Roger Federer was able to make an impression, and of course, a lot of people are putting words on ground to commend this man for what he has done, for the fame he has brought, for the kind of his gentleman appearance on the court all through his career. And that's telling you that yes, this game there's a terminal end to everything. And of course, Roger Federer, yes, king. I will call him a king this morning, because he was actually one of those who put Great Britain on the honors list in the world of tennis. Of course, you have a lot of people commending him this morning for what he has done. And of course, Pete Sampras was one of those guys who felt that yes, we are losing somebody who has done so much for the game of tennis. Federer's retirement is a sad day. It's a sad day for sports, says Rafael Nadal. Yes, Nadal was one of those guys who actually came face to face with Roger Federer on the court, and he felt that a gentleman is leaving and a king is leaving. And it's time to leave the studio this morning. Time to leave the studio. Remember that this has been a production on Aloore Radio, an online radio service of the Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism. A lot of thanks to my producer this morning, Fibian Ojo Aboyede, and of Omolara is also around the corner to give the support. My name is Abdul Fatai Oyedeji. See you next Monday, and keep on supporting sports.
This might be the opportunity. Is it? No! Across the face of goal. Just a couple of seconds away. Surely.
Join Adedamola Adegoke, Sports Brother, for sports update on Aloore Radio. Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays, 10 to 10:30 a.m. Preview, analysis, review, special interviews, and lots more across sporting activities. To enjoy every bit of the show, follow us on all our social media platforms on Facebook at Aloore Radio, YouTube at Aloore Radio. You can also download our application via the Google Play Store at Aloore Radio, or you visit our website on www.alooreradio.com.
Oh, come on, Rafa Nadal.
It's Sport Track with Sport Brother. Keep a date with us.
ọgbà tí a sì jiná lóde ìrànjẹ làwọn aláṣẹ ìjókòó tí wọ́n fẹ́ máa jẹ ọba ni wọ́n ṣe gàyà díẹ̀ náà ìlú ló láṣẹ ẹjẹ́ ìlú ó jẹun náà ìdí nìyí tó fi jẹ́ pé ẹ̀tọ́ ìlú là ń fowó ìlú ṣe nípìnlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ẹ̀rí bí ní ètò ẹ̀kọ́ wa ṣe ń jòkèèrè LAUTECH ti di tìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ilé ìwòsàn alábọ́dé